Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Lunch with Books. We're here for another live stream. Before I start and introduce our guest,
good afternoon. Welcome to Lunch
today,
with Books.
I will silence my.
We're here for another live stream. Before I start,
okay. As I was saying, I have a couple of announcements before we begin. This Thursday, I will be presenting a live stream myself for Cockayne Farmstead, Hungry for History, and that'll be at noon on this Thursday. And then that same evening, we will continue our People's University, the struggle for women's rights at 6:30 p.m. with Joyce Salisbury, who does great courses presentations, if you've heard of those. And her specialty is powerful women of history, and that's what she'll be talking about that evening. Now, today, we have a special treat for you. Faire May is a Wheeling-based folk music duo founded by friends Jariel, Henthorn, and Zach Hayden. And today, they will be playing for you some colonial music. Here is Faire May.
Good day, everybody. Our name is Faire May. Today we're going to showcase some music of the American Revolution. And the music of Colonial America is not just one culture, it's actually several cultures. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everybody. What you just heard was an English tune, Jefferson and Liberty, mixed with an Irish tune, Haste to the Wedding. Both those tunes were very popular for dancing here in the New World. And now we're going to perform one of the most recognizable sounds of the American Revolution. It's the music of the fife and drum. If you go to Williamsburg or anywhere else, you'll hear the music of the fife and drum. And this pairing of flute and percussion was used mostly for military purposes to convey commands across the battlefield with specific melodies. Now, although we don't have specifically fifes and drums, we can mimic those sounds with our bodhrán drum and penny whistle. So now we're going to talk about two of the most influential persons in colonial America, and they were the Washingtons, George and Martha. George led the newborn country as the first president, and his wife Martha supported him in a way only a loving wife could. Although no one is perfect, one of George's most honorable actions was stepping down from the office of president after just 2 terms. He could have made his term unlimited, but he gave up that voluntarily for the good of democracy. Next, we have 2 colonial songs that pay tribute to the Washingtons. The first is an 18th century children's song that is sung about George's wife Martha searching for her husband, and the second one is, by legend, George's favorite cotillion to dance to. This is Lady Washington. I saw not your hero, saw not your hero, saw not your hero, George. Your hero's in the bed of the battle just begun, and I too, my men must away.
From the hills, the woodlands and dales, the drums and the trumpets alarm. Ye God, I give the charge of my gallant hero George, and return him unhurt to my arms. So my hero, so you're my hero, so you're my hero, George. And range the plain, and the mask began be swayed for some news of my hero, George.
And now we will do, by legend, George Washington's favorite cotillion.
our next tune was written by a, or no, that's not what we're doing right now.
No.
So we're going to do a song that dates back to the 17th century. It's called Leather-Winged Bat, or the Bird Song. This song has been played in America continually, becoming a popular Appalachian song that was also done by Peter, Paul, and Mary. I said the little leather-winged bat, I'll tell to you the reason that I fly in the night is 'cause I've lost my heart's delight. I said the blackbird sitting on a chair, once I courted a lady fair. She proved fickle and turned her back, and ever since then I've dressed in black. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I said the woodpecker sitting on a fence, once I courted a handsome wench. She got scared and from me fled, and ever since then my head's been red. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. I said the little morning dove, I'll tell you how to win her love. Court her night and court her day, never give her time to say oh nay. I said the brook lay here, if I were young then I'd have two. If one was fickle and chanced to prove, I'd add the young stream to my own. Howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day, howdy dowdy diddle day. The reason that I fly in the night is 'cause I've lost my heart's delight. Howdy dowdy diddle day, 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 little,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And looking at the comments, I can see a lot of people that we know watching. This is awesome. If anybody has any questions, you can post them in the comments and we can answer them. So now I'm going to explain our instruments, because I'm sure some people are wondering. If anybody has any questions, you can post them in the comments and we can answer them. So now I'm going to explain our instruments, because I'm sure some people are wondering. So the most common instruments in colonial America probably would have been homemade instruments. So they would have made these either in the frontier, or if you were in somewhere like Williamsburg, you would have had craftsmen from England and Europe making instruments that were from England and Europe. The instruments that we're using, I'm obviously using a violin, and violins they looked pretty much the same. In the 18th century, there were some differences. The neck would have been straighter, and the fingerboard would have most likely been shorter. But those instruments would have came from Europe, or they would have been made by craftsmen who came from Europe. And the instrument that she's using is a lute. They made several different types. This one is very similar to a bass lute, and it has lower strings like that. This one's tuned like a guitar, and they would have had several different tunings depending on the player. And these would have also came from Europe, or came from a maker who came from Europe. So now we're going to do something that was written by a very well-known Irish composer. His name was Turlough O'Carolan. He played and wrote a lot of tunes for the harp. Most of them were somber, but some of them were kind of funny, like O'Carolan's Lament. There's Death of His Second Wife, and then there's one about his landlady. His names are kind of funny. I don't think they were intended to be that way, but we're going to play one that he wrote called Shibig Shimor, and that translates to Big Fairy Hill and Little Fairy Hill. Someone asked, what is our favorite song to do together?
I think my favorite song that we do together might be Sam Hall.
Probably Sam Hall, which is what we're about to do. We're just about to do that.
Oh, okay.
That's our new favorite song. So this one, I came across.
Happy.
Yeah, it's very happy. I came across it online when I was searching for more 18th century songs, and this jumped out at me because it's very unique. So in the 18th century, mostly in England, but also in here, a lot of people wrote songs about people who are going to be hanged. And I guess people like singing about that to feel better about themselves, maybe. Yeah, everyone loves a good hanging song. So this is called Sam Hall. The lyrics are pretty self-explanatory if you listen to them. Oh, my name is Sam Hall, chimney sweep, chimney sweep. Oh, my name is Sam Hall, chimney sweep. Oh, my name is Sam Hall, and I'm both great and small. And my name will pay for all when I die, when I die. And my neck will pay for all when I die. I have 20 pounds in store, that's not all, that's not all. I have 20 pounds in store, that's not all. I have 20 pounds in store, and I'll want for 20 more. For the rich must help the poor, so must I, so must I. For the rich must help the poor, so must I. Up the ladder I did roll, that's no joke. Up the ladder I did roll, and the hangman pulled the rope, and there hovered I spoke, tumbling down, and there hovered I spoke, tumbling down. Oh, my name is Sam, chimney sweet, chimney sweet. Oh, my name is Sam, chimney sweet.
Thank you.
Now on a lighter note, we're going to do a song that's about the troubles of love. So this is The Late I Was Plump, and it's from an opera from the 18th century, I believe. The Ballad of a Poor Soldier, I think. Oh yeah, I can do it. I don't need the pick. They didn't make guitar straps for tricorn hats.
Do you have any favorite colonial historical locations that you like to visit? Colonial Williamsburg is great, and I love Salem, Maine. Yeah, we like Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh yeah, Colonial Williamsburg.
Yeah, that's probably the best. I've never been to Mount Vernon though, but I really would like to go.
Another, this isn't a historic site, but it's a historic event, is Fort Henry Days. That's going to happen this Labor Day weekend, which is the 5th and 6th. No, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the 5th and 6th. This Labor Day weekend, it's at LWB Park. And we will be performing there Sunday afternoon after the battle. So if you like what you hear and you want to hear some more stuff, we'll be performing there. So now we're going to do The Late I Was Plump. Though late I was plump, round, and jolly, but now I'm as thin as a rod. Oh, that was the cause of my folly, and soon I'll lie under the sod. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, tragedy. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, agitine. Dear Captain, now why did you slight me, a boy who is cozy and warm? I've everything fancy about me, a snug little cabin and farm. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, tragedy. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, agitine. Although I don't have much money, no dozen my chambers attend. On Sunday I'll ride on my pony, and still I've a bit for a friend. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, tragedy. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, agitine. Though late I was plump, round, and jolly, but now I'm as thin as a rod. Oh, love is the cause of my folly, and soon I'll lie under the sod. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, tragedy. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, agitine. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, tragedy. Doodle-rum, doodle, agitine, agitine, agitine. That was a lot of fun to sing.
There's too many syllables in the chorus. Monticello is outstanding. I've never been there as well. We also like Fort Steuben.
Monticello, of course, we do like Monticello. And there's Mount Vernon, which is by Washington, D.C., the home of George Washington. We love going there. I don't know if you've ever been there, but I have. I have. Now we're gonna do 2 more dancing tunes.
Yep.
We're gonna do the White Cockade, and we mix that with the Highland Laddie. And they were both dancing tunes that they would have danced to back in the 18th century. Ready? 1, 2. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right. Who likes Simon and Garfunkel? Because we do. Now, who likes 15th century England? Yeah, us
We
too.
see some virtual hands raised,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
they're
Everyone in
clapping.
their home, anyone in their homes is just raising their hands. So this is Scarborough Fair, and it wasn't just Simon and Garfunkel who did it. It was also popular. I think we have sources that say it was written in the 15th century, and it was played all the way through then, and it was also played in the colonial times. And since it was English, I'm sure it was also here in the Americas.
Scarborough Fair. Cool, go on. Thank you. Going to Scarborough Fair. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. For he once was a true love of mine. For him to make me a gathering food. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seed nor need or word. Will be a true love of parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and gather it all in the basket of flowers, and then it'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me till I'm there. Once was a true love of mine. Thank you.
Fantastic.
First time I've gotten to see y'all play. It's good to have some variety in listening, and y'all are doing great. Thank
What, you don't
very
listen to
much.
colonial music every day? We do. So now we're going to showcase a very beautiful mix of culture that happened here in the Americas that originated in the Caribbean islands and Jamaica. So the African slave trade was totally evil. However, it did bring two cultures together that otherwise would not have been brought together. So this is ever present in the musical world. The Africans brought their music and instruments to the colonies, and one of the most notable of these instruments is the banjo, which grew massively here in American soil, more so than in African soil. So now it can be truly called an American instrument, I believe, because we've used it the most. You can hear it in all bluegrass CDs, just about. So this next tune was found in 18th century manuscripts in the Caribbean islands and Jamaica and Virginia. So this is that tune. Thank you, everybody. So this next one, it actually has 50 verses in the original version. And I think since it was written around the medieval times, people just kept adding their own verses and their own verses. Thankfully for you, we're not going to do all those verses. We're just going to do a handful. So, but this was popular also in colonial times.
Begging, I will go.
A beg and I will go. I forgot to say the name. A beg and I will go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of all the trades in England, begging is the best. For when a beggar's hired, he can lay him down and rest. And a begging I will go, a begging he will go, and a begging he will go, a begging he will go. He has got patches on his coat, a black patch on his knee. Take him home to drink, and he'll drink as well as thee. And a begging he will go, a begging he will go, and a begging he will go, a begging he will go. He lives under an open tree, and there he pays no rent. Providence provides for him, and he is well content. And a begging he will go, a begging he will go, and a begging he will go, a begging he will go. He fears no plots against him, he lives in an open cell. Who would be a king when beggars live so well? And a begging he will go, a begging he will go, and a begging he will go, a begging he will go. Let's see, I see some.
Old Salem. Old Salem is a wonderful living history museum of the original.
I've never been there. I've never been to
Yeah.
Old Salem.
I haven't either. Too many theirs.
So now we're going to do a song that was known by many names in the 18th century. And we know it as the Rose Tree. And it had lots of different names. And the Rose Tree lyrics, we believe, came from Scotland in the 18th century. And then it ventured over here.
Oh yeah, I play a different instrument. I keep switching instruments.
Let's do the trade-off.
Trade off. All right. What's it do?
Not quite.
Do you have any George Washington jokes?
I don't have any George Washington jokes.
Should have looked some up.
Oopsie. I'm sorry about this. Authentic instruments go out of tune a lot. Can you tune it up a little bit?
No. I don't.
Okay, we can just do it with the guitar.
Rose tree bearing and sweet flowers there to see, one rose beyond comparing, for beauty attracted me. A rose tree bearing and sweet flowers there to see, one rose beyond comparing. each fun delight. The clouds thick with showers, sunny beams tomorrow seen. Fair May, hours, thy falsehood has changed the sea. The clouds thick with showers, sunny beams tomorrow seen. Fair May, hours, thy falsehood has changed the sea. Thank you. What is the small instrument called? This is a mandolin.
It's a bowl-back
Bowl-back
mandolin. So they would have, you can see the similarities here if you put them side by side. This was a very popular thing in the 18th century for plucked instruments, was to have a bowled back, and it does give it a much richer sound if it's in tune. And it doesn't have a rich sound. This one does not stay in tune very easily. I thought it would be in tune and be ready for the show, but it's not. If you want to hear the mandolin, you come to Fort Henry Days. That's what you do. It'll be ready by then.
Yes.
I'll have it in tune by then. Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. So, one more. Now we're going to do Soul Cake, which was very common. It's been common for probably about 500 years because it's such a good song. And even Peter, Paul, and Mary and Sting did it too.
Can you tell we like Peter, Paul, and Mary? In addition to colonial music, we also play Celtic music, 70s music, and other things that we like. We don't like to stick to one genre.
If you want to hear this music, go to our Facebook page, Faire May. You can go to our Facebook page and you can find us there. And we also now have a YouTube, and we have one video posted right now, so it's not that exciting yet, but it will be more exciting.
Michelle Duffy. Hello, Faire May, lovelies. You are wonderful, and I cannot wait to work on the Irish music.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That got canceled last March, and hopefully we can do it this March.
Yep.
So now we're going to do Soul Cake.
Oops, I need a capo.
Hey ho, nobody home, get no drink nor money ever done. Yeah, shall we be very merry? Hey ho, nobody home, meet nor drink nor money ever done. Yeah, shall we be very merry? Hey ho, nobody home. So cake, please goodness is a soul cake. Apple, pear, plum, or cherry, any good thing to make so merry. One for Peter, two for Paul, three for him who made a song. God bless the master of this house and the mistress also, and all the little children that round your table grow. The cattle in the stable, the dog by your front door, and all well within your gates. We wish them 10 times more. So cake, please goodness is a soul cake. An apple, pear, plum, or cherry, any good thing to make us all merry. One for Peter, two for Paul, three for him who made us all. The streets are very dirty, my shoes are very thin. I have a little pocket to put a penny in. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't you've got a halfpenny, then God bless you. Soul, soul, soul cake. Please goodness is a soul cake. An apple, a pear, a plum, a cherry. Any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all. Soul, soul, soul cake. Please goodness is a soul cake. Apple, pear, plum, and cherry. Any good thing to make us all merry. 1 for Peter, 2 for Paul, 3 for him who made us all.
History behind that song.
You have history behind that song?
So wasn't it an All Saints, All Souls Day tradition?
Oh yeah, the soul cakes. So there was an All Saints Day tradition. So go from door to door. Instead of asking for candy, you'd ask for soul cakes, which had a little hole in the middle like a donut.
It was like the original trick or treating, but instead of on Halloween night, it was on All Souls Day.
Okay, so we just have one more for you. How can we purchase any of your CDs? We don't have CDs yet, but maybe one day we will. You can listen to us again on Facebook and YouTube. Not quite as good as a CD, but maybe we will have one day. So we just have one more tune for you. But before we do that, this is for everybody who entered our Faire May tea giveaway. So over on our Facebook page, we did do a giveaway where if you shared and commented and reacted to the thing, to the post, then we would enter your name in and you would be entered to win some of our tea. So we got our own tea blends from Crooked Creek Herbals, and we sort of told them some flavors that we liked, and she was able to make us that. And they come in these really, really super nice tins, so you can use these for anything you want. And you can find some more of this tea at Fort Henry Days too, right? Yes. So if you go to Fort Henry Days tea, there's just more reasons to go to Fort Henry Days. You can get tea, and we'll be getting some more too, and you can order online eventually. So now, without further ado, we're gonna do the giveaway. I can hold the bowl for you.
Okay.
You can do it.
Congratulations, Eric Carruthers. You won three Faire May teas.
You won Celtic Passion, Jamberry, and Sweets of May. So if you just, we'll probably message you after the show. We'll get your information.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and big thanks to Lunch with Books, and especially Sean Duffy, because he got us here and he put all this on, and it worked so well, everything, and he's been an excellent host, and we really enjoy doing this. And if you don't already follow the Ohio County Library and Lunch with Books, please do that, and also follow us, Faire May, to hear more of our music. Hopefully we'll be back on Lunch with Books.
Follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram at Faire May Music, and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Faire May. Now that I've plugged all our social media, we have one more song. The first one's a dancing.
So they're both dancing
tunes.
But the first one's interesting because it's La Bostrain, which if you listen to the lyrics, which we won't sing right now, they're about a girl or a boy asking a girl or a boy to dance. So usually the guy will go, "Girl, do you want to dance?" And she says no during the song.
How rude.
How rude. And then the second one is Cold Frosty Morning, which is about a cold frosty morning during the Jacobite Rebellion in the 18th century. 1, 2, 3, 4. go to 4 Henry Days. It's an outdoor event. You can hear us again, and you can get our tea. Follow us on Facebook, and follow Lunch with Books on Facebook. Thank you, everybody.